guys, happy Friday. I'm going to get right into the checklist because I want this to be a short and easy video, just like today's lesson should be pretty short and easy. So starting off, obviously, with the daily video and then moving on to reading for 10 minutes. So drop everything, pause this video, and set a timer for 10 minutes. Expect to check in at the beginning of next week to find out what you've been reading, how it's been going, kind of a summary of your reading so far. Be expecting that. Okay, happy reading. And when you come back to me, here we go. Let's do identifying parts of an argument today on Schoology. So you'll see the link there. This is an assignment, so when you're done, don't forget to hit submit. As we get started with this identifying parts of an argument, I'm going to be modeling a lot of stuff for you here at the beginning so that you kind of get a feel for what it should look like as you get started. What I might suggest is that you do a split screen right now and have my video up on one side and have the assignment up on the other. So go ahead, maybe pause this video real fast, get the assignment up so that you can be typing as the video plays. Okay, so at the beginning of the assignment, it says, before we get started, remind me what these parts of an argument mean. We will do this together in the daily video. So number one, it says, go back to the Quizlet and look at the definitions of claim, evidence, reasoning, / warrant. And I have it linked there for your convenience. We scroll down. Okay, so here is our vocab list, and it says that we need to be looking at claim, evidence, and warrant / reasoning. So we're going to be, as you can see here, what do they mean in your own words? We're going to be putting these in our own words. This original definition and assertion usually supported by evidence. So an assertion, to assert something. Go ahead and start thinking about how you might put that in your own words. To assert something. What is that talking about? Some of us might even have experience with claims in the past, so you might already know what it is or be able to put it in your own words. But if you're asserting something, and we know that this is in relation to argument, this is probably talking about clearly stating the side that you argue for. I don't know. There's probably better ways to put that. So feel free to rework the wording there. But there's kind of an example. Let's take a look at evidence. Okay, evidence just says proof. So when we think about proof in the form of argument, you might think about what kind of examples of proof you might look for. Again, all of these can be in your own words. Feel free to use my words too. But if you want to rework it or reword it, that's fine with me. No harm, no foul. Okay, so we're looking for proof. Proof in an argument might look like well-researched information from, forgot the D. Information from reliable sources. Throw back to Unit 2 and research there. This is going to become pretty important. We might think about data, statistics, and overall cold, hard facts, right? Now I will say here, there's something called anecdotal evidence. I'll show it. I'll spell it out just so you know. Anecdotal evidence. This comes from the word anecdote. So if you know what anecdote means, it means like a small story. So a lot of times people might use anecdotal evidence as in they're telling a small story, maybe personal experience, to support their claim or to support why they think what they think. So you might see that. It's not the best evidence. I would much prefer these cold, hard, researched facts. but you will see when you start analyzing arguments, examples of anecdotal evidence or people supporting what they're saying with personal experience. Okay. Warrant/reasoning. So I don't know what you've been calling it in the past, but a lot of times you'll support your argument or your claim with maybe 2 or 3 reasons. So this is the side that I'm on, and I think this because this, and this, and then you support all of those reasons with facts. Obviously, the word reasoning is a fine word. However, a more academic, more debate type of language would be to use the word warrant. So you'll provide maybe 3, maybe 4 warrants for your claim to be well supported, and then you support your warrant with evidence. So in reality, the order typically goes claim, warrant, evidence, 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 warrant, evidence, 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 warrant, evidence, evidence, etc. So that's the typical order or outline of your argument. So let's take a look at what warrant/reasoning means. It is the link between the evidence and the claim, answers the question, how does this information support my claim? So it's those reasons that you come up with that you plan to support with facts. That's essentially what it is. I'm just going to type that up. If you would like to reword that, feel free. Reasons that you support your claim with, and thus will support with evidence. Yeah, not my best wording. You could probably make that better. Let me know if you come up with ideas on how you can make that sound better. Okay, so now that we've reviewed claim, evidence, and warrant, we are going to be specifically pulling those out of arguments that we're looking at. Now, set 1, you can see it's a Titanic argument. We're going to look at 2 articles, one on each side. Actually, you only look at 2 articles on set 3. But we're going to be looking at articles that will show each side of the argument. So when we look at this Titanic argument, we're going to be looking at pro going to visit it and anti going to visit it. And we're going to do this one together here in this daily video. Set 2, you're going to do that one on your own, and I've provided a link that you can check your answers. Obviously, you could do it by just looking at the link and then not putting any thought into it. However, I probably would recommend you not do that. 1, because that's cheating. 2, because it will not help you once you get to set 3, where I do not give you the opportunity to see your answers or check your answers, and I'm going to grade that section. So please use set 2 as an opportunity for good practice so that you do set 3 right whenever I go to grade it. Okay, so set 1 we're going to do together. Like I said, we're going to be looking at the pro and con side of each argument, and then we're going to be deciding which parts are claim, evidence, and warrant for each side. So let's go ahead and take a look at the article. I linked it on both sides, but it's the same article, just so you know. Okay. I would recommend maybe skimming the beginning of this. However, we're just going to be looking for these highlighted pieces. So I've got different pieces of the article highlighted. Each one of them represents either claim, evidence, or warrant for both sides of the article. So the assignment is to figure out which one is which. So really we're focusing in on this highlighted piece. However, it probably would be to your benefit to just understand the gist of what this article was saying before we got to the highlights. So if you just kind of read along with me, I hope you've clicked this link and have it up in front of you on the side of this screen. Let's take a look. But not everyone is thrilled with the idea of turning the Titanic into a tourist destination. Some say it's not respectful to those who died. Back in 2012, when another company was considering taking tourists down to the wreck, Edward Kamuta, then president of the Titanic Historical Society, spoke out. In an interview with National Geographic, he said, "To us, it's a grave site. Why disturb it any further?" Others don't see visiting the Titanic as disrespectful. In fact, many see it as a way to honor those who died by keeping their stories alive. For us, it's really about preserving a piece of history, says Dana Hall, a spokesperson for OceanGate. So if we take a look at the beginning here, but not everyone is thrilled with the idea of turning the Titanic into a tourist destination. So this sentence kind of spurs off into a longer piece of information about why people don't want it turned into a tourist destination. So we can feel pretty good here that at the beginning they're asserting this position of why people don't want Titanic turned into a tourist destination. So this is probably our claim for the opposing side, or why they're against it. So for next to claim, we're going to write yellow because that was the color highlighted of the claim for this side. Then we take a look further. It says some say it's not respectful to those who died. And then we get this kind of quote from someone from the National Geographic. So using a quote, using researched information that someone pulled from a reliable source, that's probably our evidence. And this little piece of evidence supports this idea that it's not respectful to those who died. So we can be pretty certain that this point that they're making about respect to those who died is a warrant. And then this information from the National Geographic is the evidence. So the warrant here was green. We can type that in. And the evidence, what color was that? I already forgot. Pink. Okay, moving forward. Now we take a look at where they talk about those that are in favor of visiting the Titanic. It says others don't see visiting the Titanic as disrespectful. There we go. That's a pretty firm statement of now we're going to talk about why people think it's okay to visit the Titanic. So that asserts the position right away in that one sentence. It's very clear. It kind of looks like yellow. If you wrote yellow, it's fine, but it is orange. They look very similar. Okay, and then we have evidence and warrant. It says, in fact, many see it as a way to honor those who died by keeping their stories alive. And then it has a quote here. For us, it's really about preserving a piece of history, says Dana Hall, a spokesperson at OceanGate, or for OceanGate. So we have a quote here from a reliable source. I hope you guys are seeing the pattern. And then we have a statement right before that about, in fact, it's a way to honor people who died. So it sounds to me like saying it's a way to honor people is a point that they're trying to make to support the idea that it's okay to visit, and then they support it with a quote from a reliable source. So our point that we're making is a warrant that is in purple, and then the evidence that they use to support it is in blue. So we can go back to our worksheet. Next to evidence, we'll write blue. Next to warrant, we will write purple. Okay, and that's all you got to do. So your next argument that you're going to take a look at, and you have the opportunity to check it, the link to check it is right here. That one is about, should we get rid of daylight savings time? And then the one that you are going to do on your own actually has two separate docs. So unlike 1 and 2, it was the same document and it talked about it, the pro and con side in both. This actually has a separate letter for the pro side and a separate letter for the no side. So take a look at this one, do it on your own without checking, and I will grade that one. If you guys have any questions, as always, shoot me an email. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, guys.